I'm so tired of this. Yet again, somebody has decided to take out their inner struggles with the rest of the world, and yet again, that person has chosen a gun to do so. I am so tired of getting on Facebook and seeing one person after another pontificating so deeply about what all this means. I just want to throw up. And the worst part is, I know, and everybody knows, that nothing's going to change. It's not going to change. This is totally going to happen again. I mean, you can't even process the last one before the next one happens anymore. It basically is, horrible thing happens, outrage, and then somebody's outraged at the outrage, and then convoluted discussion about stuff that doesn't even matter, and then nothing happens, repeat. We seem to be okay with it, I guess. It's like, well, this is just how it is. You can't do anything about it. I'm not gonna talk about this. I'm just like I said, I'm just so tired of it, and there's no point. There's no point in me talking about this because it's gonna change nothing. I'm just yet another person on the internet saying what I think and knowing that it's not gonna make a damn bit of difference. So what's the point? I'm gonna read nice comments that people have said to me, and maybe that'll make me feel better. On my 3 interesting things video, Aaron T said, "Just found your vids and I'm loving it. The questions you ask and how you give your answers are awesome. Keep up the good work. I look forward to more vids." That's awesome, dude. I appreciate it. I'm glad you found it, and I hope I continue to entertain and live up to what you're enjoying on here. The thing is, it's not about guns. You know, just like the Confederate flag thing that I talked about on here, it's not about guns, it's about attachments. It's about people's emotional attachments to things. In this case, guns. The DXT said, "Glad I got to help with this. I like how you did it." In that, he's talking about the Claudia video. He was one of the people that I ran into at VidCon, and I actually, for some reason, I couldn't find his link. I put an annotation in there now. This last week I did a very different video. I called it "This Too Shall Pass." I called it "An Answers with Joe Short." I wanted to try something totally new, and I didn't know how you guys would respond, and I got a lot of really great responses. I want to give a few shout outs here. So Greg's Garage said, "Now that's a great way to start my day. Great stuff, Joe." Greg has a really cool channel, like a DIY car maintenance and repair and restoration channel. I'll link downstairs. You go check it out. A guy with a name called something said, "True, deep, and well thought out. None of these words even begin to describe this." I disagree. They begin to describe it, but thank you. On my wasp video, Ralphie009 said, "This was beautiful. I destroyed a wasp nest of similar size. 3 of them." Ralphie, that's great. You kill as many wasps as you possibly can. I have a question that's become my go-to question that I ask people who do have this strong attachment to guns. And that question is simply, what would it take for you to change your mind? This is a good question for anybody who is clinging to an idea or an attachment that their ego has made a part of themselves. Because when somebody has an attachment to something, it becomes a part of who they are. It becomes a part of their sense of self. And when you try to take that thing away from them, or when you tell them that that thing is bad, or say that something about that thing needs to change, they're going to resist that. Violently, even. And telling people that what they think or how they feel is wrong is only going to make them cling to it even harder. And by the way, who am I to tell somebody else that what they think is wrong? But I do want people to examine why they feel the way they do, because it's usually not about the thing. It's usually about something else that thing is filling the void of. So that's why I ask, what would it take for you to change your mind on this? And there's another reason why I asked that question, and it's a really good one. It's because if the answer is nothing, then what's the point in even talking about it? If I ask you what would it take to change your mind on something and your answer is nothing, then you're not coming into this argument in good faith. That's a clinger. I am clinging to this belief and I am never going to let go because I am just too scared to be uncomfortable in my own thoughts. Thermal Rat said, "You're a cool dude, Joe. Keep doing what you're doing." Oh man, I appreciate that. And guns are fun, I get it. I grew up, my grandparents had a ranch and we would go out and shoot cans off the fence, and I've been to gun ranges. Hell, I've even done this. Juan from JC5 Production commented, "This was great. Loved it and puts our everyday actions into perspective." Thanks, Juan, and he is a filmmaker himself. He does really cool stuff. Downstairs, check it out. There's a link. So the last thing I want to say is, look, if you love guns, do you, boo. That's fine. I would never be against somebody loving a thing. That's fine. All I ask is, if you're the type of person who loves guns to the point that you think there should be zero regulations on them whatsoever, and any effort to control the purchase or use of a gun is against the Constitution or something, I beg of you, I really ask you, ask yourself why you feel that way. Not on a surface level. Don't just say, I need it for protection or it's in the Constitution. Ask yourself why you are so attached to this, and drill down at least 3 or 4 levels. Why do I love this? Because of this. Okay, why that? Because of this. Really think about it. Really get down to it. I promise you, it has nothing to do with guns. It's not easy and it's not comfortable, and there are some people whose house is on fire but would say, well, you know, it's more comfortable in my bed, so I think I'll just lay here. But that's the job of being human, and it's certainly the job of being a part of a civilized society. So I know personally people who are going to take huge offense to this video. I live in Texas. I have a lot of family and friends whom I love dearly who are going to completely disagree with everything I say here. I get that. And I know that I'm probably going to lose some subscribers. But you know what? I got to be honest. I'm not saying if you like guns, I don't want you to be a fan. Because, again, like what you like, it's fine. But if you're not willing to even examine your own feelings on this, you're not my audience. You're just not. Whether it's this or anything else, the people who follow me, and I've got a nice little community starting to grow, and I'm happy to have them, and where there's some really awesome people. The people who follow this channel are people who are willing to change their perspective. They want a new view on the world. They want a new view on themselves. And they're willing to seek it out. They're willing to find a little discomfort in order to grow. If there's one message I want to make clear in this channel, it's that who you are and what you think are not the same thing. They're different things. You can create a separation, and you can examine, and you can be better from that. So this is why I do this, and this is why, you know, I release videos like the one I did on Monday, where I try to put things into a different perspective, because we get so consumed in our narrow slice of perception that we have personally in our tiny slice of time on this planet, that we miss out on so much. And because we miss out on so much, we get so caught up in the things, the goings on inside of our own head, and it winds up with people, like I said at the beginning of this video, taking out their inner struggles on other people, causing pain, causing death, and misfortune and suffering. And we don't need any more of that. If you are on board with what I'm saying here, hit subscribe, because I'm going to talk more about this. Generally, I'm going to be funnier than this. I haven't been very funny lately. I'll get back to the lightheartedness, I promise. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate comments downstairs, but you know, if you agree with what I have to say, or if you want to add to this conversation, let's talk about it down there. And if you like what this had to say at all, give me a little thumbs up, because that'll let Google get this message out to other people. So to everybody who is subscribed and a part of this community and is contributing and growing along with me, I hope you enjoy this journey that we're going on. I hope this video wasn't too polarizing, but sometimes you gotta stand on one side of the line or the other, and so that's what I'm doing here. You don't have to agree with me. There is plenty of room for civil discourse here, and I hope that we have some.